Hello and welcome to my Legion leveling tips and tricks video. The goal here is to inform you of all the ways you can increase your leveling speed, with the idea being that you can pick and choose what you think you will enjoy. Around a day before the expansion launches, I will release my leveling route video that's super focused on the actual Legion content. This video is focused on tips, tricks, and preparation that will make you far more effective. Overall, I recommend that you do focus on enjoying it your first time through, but this guide will apply long after the initial launch rush. First, we're going to talk about consumable items, then about setting up your character, then about your playstyle, then a few Legion-specific things to bear in mind, and then finally how you can get a large head start by doing some Draenor content pre-launch. First, let's cover the consumable items that will greatly help your leveling process. Draenor speed potions increase your run speed by 70% and swim speed by 200% for 8 seconds. Dead handy if you're swimming, or you're just indoors, or perhaps need to flee from some mobs quickly. Fleeing mobs brings us to the next good potion to have, invisibility. This is a brilliant escape from most bad situations that you might find yourself in. Water walking potions also might be useful if you don't have the Water Strider mount, or a class ability that gives you that functionality. Of course, bring some health potions, always dead handy, even if you have some self-healing baked into your specs toolkit. Dying sucks, and these will often prevent it. Be sure to use a flask for your main stat as well. In Legion, zones are scaled to your level, so any additional power increases over the median amount of gear and stats will actually help you out quite a bit. I also recommend bringing any leftover damage pots with you. These are essentially another cooldown and will let you nuke down large packs of mobs with ease, and you should probably bring some buff food if you have it lying around. Next, goblin gliders are always a great help. They'll allow you to glide across zones a lot faster than if you were walking, especially useful in, say, High Mountain and parts of Stormheim. The Falling Flame is also a very valuable tool that can be combined with the Goblin Glider to travel vast distances. Just make sure that you have a way to get out of the falling damage though. The Falling Flame drops from Cinderfall in the Timeless Isle, though it is quite rare. Finally, these 3 items are not consumables, but get the 3 experience flags. These give a 5, 10, and 15% bonus to experience gained. This isn't massive, but dropping one in a quest area and then nuking down swathes of mobs will give you a decent bonus to your experience gain. These are not as vital as they were in Warlords of Draenor, since most Legion treasures do not give experience, but for some players, it's worth taking every possible advantage. Now that we're stocked up on useful items, let's talk about your gear and spec. You want to spec into talents that are good at doing burst AoE damage, and also talents that are good for your sustainability. If you can gather a large pack of mobs, stun them, and then AoE nuke them down, you'll find yourself being able to complete quests multiple times faster than people who just pull 1 or 2 mobs at a time. This advice will of course vary for every class in the game, so just make a reasonable common sense decision when looking through your talents. Next, I'll touch on gear. Gear overall though isn't too major, just wear the best stuff that you have. Those of you with Heirloom trinkets or the legendary ring will certainly do quite well here. I do recommend looking through your bags and using whatever trinket you feel will be the best in AoE scenarios. If you want, you can also get a weapon enchant immediately to apply to your artifact weapon. Next, I want to touch on playstyle. So play your spec to the absolute max. If you want to go really try hard, then set up alerts on weak auras or tell me when for your various different cooldowns. Macro damage pots into your ability usage. Just really actively focus on playing the game and using all of your toolkit. Always having your cooldowns, well, on cooldown, rather than just zoning out, not using the power that's available to you, and playing the game in zombie mode. Much of leveling fast is actually just paying attention and doing this, and all of the little tips and tricks you can employ only really matter if you actually utilize them. Oh, and use your damn Hearthstone, seriously. You get a second Dalaran Hearthstone in Legion, so feel free to bind your regular one to a quest hub in order to cut down on running time. Next, let's talk about some Legion stuff. I'll go into depth on this in my video covering Legion leveling paths, but just make sure you're aware of this stuff. First, you need to make sure that your order hall is taken care of for your endgame progression. This boils down to you returning to it at level 102, 105, and whenever a progression follower mission, denoted by a yellow marker, has completed. There is also content that appears in Dalaran from time to time. You can do it while leveling or while at max level. It doesn't matter though, and if your main goal is capping quickly, it might be best just to not have it interrupt your questing flow. Finally, one of the main goals in Legion is getting friendly with the 5 factions in order to unlock world quests. This means you can't get away with skipping the zones. Still, completing a zone at max level means that you will be getting a higher base item level gear drop from quests, which can Warforge to be a little bit useful for your initial endgame. Finally, for this video, we're going to cover Draenor content. It's possible to get a lot of XP in Draenor, especially if you are leveling on a new character that has received a level 100 boost or a new Demon Hunter. Note that this is only sensible to do before Legion launches. Almost complete every bonus objective in Gorgrond, Talador, Spires of Iraq, and Nagrand. Leave it so that you only have to kill a single mob in order to complete the bonus objective. This will, on launch day, net you a large amount of experience, easily half a level. You will ideally want to do enough quests in Spires of Iraq to unlock the Inn, as it does give you a 20% experience bonus for the Draenor stuff. You then want to go and fill your quest log with quests from Nagrand. After doing that, head over to Gorgrond and kill the rare mobs needed for the Gorgrond Monster Hunter achievement. Each one of these drops an item that will give you a quest. So, on launch day, quickly run through every zone and finish off the bonus objectives that we already did like 99% of the work towards. Then go to Nagrand, hand in all the quests you stacked up, then use all of the quest items from Gorgrond Monster Hunter and turn those in. With the in bonus, this should give you around a level very quickly. You can also pick up Draenor treasures. They give you about 2,800 experience. For reference, a Legion quest is about 15k, so it's not that much in comparison to what you need to level, but if the Broken Isles world server is down, this is something you can do to still progress. With flying, you can pick these up super quickly, so this might be an option that you'll want to take. Another thing that you can do in the Spires of Iraq is pick up the 5 different Offering to the Raven Mother treasures. Each one of these will of course give you experience, about 2,800, so not that much. However, clicking on them will give you 5% rested XP, so that could be quite handy. Hell, if for whatever reason you want to do some quick little leveling up via treasures, getting these 5 treasures, and therefore getting the rested XP, and then using that to pick up other treasures will get you a quarter of a level really quite quickly indeed. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. These are all of the tips and tricks that I can think of when it comes to Legion leveling, and hopefully some stuff for you to do in the last few days before the expansion launches so that you're super ready. Of course, just to reiterate, I think that you should focus on enjoying this leveling stuff as much as you can the first time, and I don't recommend doing all of these things, but everyone plays differently. Some people will have already played this content on the beta, so at the end of the day, you do you, and these are just some tips that might help you out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.